Welcome to me versus Ark slash Ascended. Now, I'm going to do something slightly different today for this one. Basically, what I want to do is my guide to dung beetles. Not done one of these before. Don't know how it's going to work out, so we'll see how it goes. My name's Daniel, and that's what we're going to do today. So, for you guys that may or may not know, I really like dung beetles. So I'm on a survival ascended at the moment. Reason for that will become apparent shortly. But basically, I'm going to do a comparison guide between this version of the game and the old one, and the new one, sorry. Because there are some slight little tweaks, some things I've had to work through on Survival Evolved, but they've actually improved the way these guys work on Ascended. But the principle is still the same. Most of the stuff that they do is basically all the same. But the main reason I'm on Survival Evolved is I've not been to where their dossier is, and that's what I'm going to start off with. We're going to go and go to the location where the dossier is, and I'll let you guys listen to that part of it. And then we'll come back over here. I'll show you what you have to do with them on Survival Evolved. And then we'll jump off of here and we'll pop on to Ascended, and I'll show you the difference at that point. But we're going to take a little flight on my good friend here, which I absolutely miss, and I really, really want to catch up so I can have one of these on Ascended. Now, this is saying the dung beetle dossier is 16.5 by 85. So you are going to be the one right in the middle of the map. Which is this one down here, I think. I can never find this one. There it is. There we go. So that's where the dossier is going to be on Carno Island. We'll just come back out here so you can actually see some of the landmarks. I've just struggled to find this, so I wouldn't imagine you to find it on your own. But you've got a loot drop that comes down here. That's the little tiny island over there, and the cave entrance is underneath me about now. So come up from the cave entrance, and you are just about ready to find it up here. Cool. So that's where the dossier is. I've not been over on Ascended yet, but the location should still be the same. The only difference is on Ascended, the chances are it will be slightly different, but the terrain will be slightly different. Trees will be in different places and rocks, but the actual dossier should be exactly on that same point. It will just look slightly different from what you're currently looking at now. I won't go over and show you on Ascended, because it'll take me probably forever and a day to get over there with what I currently have available. I'm so glad they've changed that. Cool. So that's the first part of the video that I wanted to do, is show you where the dossier is. Second part, how to tame a dung beetle. So there's a couple of things that you need to do to actually tame a dung beetle. First thing you are going to need is a creature that you can get into said cave with, because you need a cave. Do I take you because I miss you? I take you because I miss you. So things you can actually get into the cave with can factor into how long you want to be there for. On Survival Evolved, I have done the cave with a trike. We'll go in there. You'll be able to do it with an Anki potentially, depending on where dung beetles actually spawn in that particular cave. On Ascended, I was in a cave with a iguanodon. I've been in there with that. I've been in the cave with a turtle. I haven't. You aren't able to get a trike in normally to the Ascended cave, but you can get it in on the Survival Evolved one. I've done a Carno in the Ascended version, but if I'm actually honest, you know what? Let's just take the baryonyx. River. Wow, this is really different. Don't realise how different it is until you look again. Cool. So, this is the easiest cave on the island. So this will be the easiest opportunity for you to actually obtain a dung beetle. Just in case you don't know where it is, there are the coordinates. Might as well pop the map up. It's down here. Basically, in that direction is a river. If you follow the river about a third half of the way up, across the river, you'll find these two rock formations. And then you'll be able to find it. It's not that difficult to find once you know where it is. Hopefully, because I've not checked yet, hopefully there will be a dung beetle spawn in here today. Should be. Yeah, this bit here is where you can't get the trike in past on Ascended. You can do it on here though, I'm sure. I've done it on here. If not, then I cryopoded them. Once you've got access to cryopods, which we don't currently have on Ascended, but supposedly we will do soon. What's going to try and eat me today? Nothing. Really lucky there'll be a dung beetle just up here. Yeah, this is why you need something to fight for you in the cave, because there are other inhabitants in the cave that are not very friendly. These being the worst ones. Ah, that's helpful. Lovely. 15,000 that will take seconds to tame. This is just around the corner. That's going to try and eat me. So I'm pretty sure on Survival Evolved my taming settings are ridiculously through the roof. So this won't take long. So to tame your dung beetle, you've now found a dung beetle in the cave. You actually just need some of this. But it's sport. Oh god. I'm still playing on Ascended. That needs to go into your last item slot. Let's put that back before we lose that. I highly doubt that I need more than one, but just in case. Sneak up behind it. And boop. Done. We can take our new friend home. I won't bother having a look for another one, but I could be here for hours looking for one. Through the Sminos. Gate. Violet. And we are back to the pen. Stop following me. Definitely not going to be able to get used to that. So, why would you want to tame a dung beetle? Why would you be crazy like me and have so many? Well, first of all, it's required for one of the achievements, trophies, or whatever it is that you, whatever platform you're playing on. You do need to tame one of every tameable creature. They are a tameable creature. But they have another use. It's quite a useful use, which is making fertilizer. So you have the option where you can use thatch and fertilizer, thatch and poo in a composter. Leave it some time, and you'll make one fertilizer. These guys, stick it in their inventory, set them to wander, and then they will turn that slowly over time into fertilizer. As you're going to be running around, just generally gathering eggs. Most of the time, you'll be sitting there picking up some of the poo at the same time, thinking there's an egg underneath it, or you'll go to grab just a random piece of poo and a random egg, and there will be some poo there. Especially from things like dodos. Let's go back to the dodos. So like here, you've got one egg there, and there's a handful of poop. All the nearby stuff, you're going to end up with the poo and the eggs. See in this it's here. Same principle. So you're almost inevitably going to pick up some at the same time. So I would spend hours just running around grabbing eggs and poo at the same time. So then, the poop out of here. But as a byproduct of turning this poop into fertilizer, they also produce oil. And doesn't look like a lot, but that's purely because they have such low weight. You can only put a handful of poop on them. I mean, what, 0.3? They've got 8. That's got 8.4. That would have been a 150 when it was tamed. It's got 8 weight, and the medium-sized poop is 1.5. It takes needs a couple of those to actually make fertilizer. Which is why, when we go to send did in a minute, you'll see where they changed something. No. Stop this. Enable ordering. So yeah, just from those couple, 27, it's not 4. This is just what they've accumulated whilst they've been. It's not like hundreds more. When you consider that you have to go all the way up to the frozen north, up into the icelands, to actually go and get some oil, or a large quantity of it, this is just a little bit slaying around. It's not difficult to get hold of. What's the weight of one of those? 4. So you can have 2 large species, and that's it. 150. You can't even take that because you're carrying too much already. I'll go with some. Can I have this? Is it back to not being again? And obviously then you can use the fertilizer as well to do its bits and pieces up in the greenhouse and that lot. But obviously when you get as many dinosaurs as I've got running around here, there is an endless supply of poop. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump off of here and show you the difference between Ascended and Survival Evolved. So if you give me a couple of minutes, I assume Twitch will go blank, so give me a couple of seconds and I'll be back. It's not super loud. See the Ascended, which we love. Talk about the community crunch. I love this button, which is called Join Last Session. That should still work. Don't have to do anything else to it. One fantastic change rather than hitting 25 different buttons. And miraculously, we're going to be in front of, thereabouts, in front of Lower South Cave. Just like that. With a conveniently placed baryonyx. So we'll go and show you the difference between the 2 caves. Apart from the, obviously, graphics changing and all the other bits and pieces. There's not that much of a difference. Yeah, I'm sure that I used to be able to get a trike past here on Survival Evolved, but here, I can't do it anymore. And it's better get. That's what that noise is. Something above us, making a noise. Yeah, same principle. You'll still need some sort of creature to come down here. I'm not sure whether a Thydid is going to be able to make it down here now. I may have changed that. Yeah, baryonyx. I've been in here with an Iggy so far. Been in here with a Carno. Been in here with a Turtle so far. Sabertooth would work. Daedon should work. Raptor should work. Been in here with a Parasaur already. You could, in theory, tame a Scorpion in here and bring a Scorpion back in, but I probably wouldn't recommend it. I already cleared this out in my episode I just recorded. There's our friend we're looking for. area where there are some dudes over there. You can just stop moving for a minute because you might follow me back here. This one's going to take a little bit longer to tame. So the first feed on any passive tame will nearly always take longer. What I mean by that is we're going to probably wait here a couple of minutes or so, just basically staring at it, and then once it's had finished its first amount of food, the next few afterwards should be slightly faster. And it's during this time that you need to make sure that nothing nasty comes up and attacks you or it. Whatever it is you're taming. If I was to simply punch this now, it would actually ruin the taming effectiveness. And something I haven't mentioned yet, if you do attack a dung beetle whilst it's in a cave, every other dung beetle in the area will also aggro on you. So I'm not going to punch this one. That's something to be aware of, actually attacking it. If you were to accidentally think it was a knockout tame and shoot it, it will just aggro all the other ones that are in the cave, and you won't have the opportunity to tame any of those that are running at you. At that point, you may as well just kill them for the EXP and the aggro. They can cause you a little bit of trouble, but not that much realistically. I mean, it would hurt a little bit. There's a chance if you got something that's slow moving or it's encumbered that they could actually get underneath your feet and you might not be able to attack them, but it's not exactly going to take much to kill a dung beetle, especially if you've got a pike or a crossbow or something like that. Yeah, most of the time you'll be fine. There are dung beetles in some of the harder caves, particularly one of the underwater caves I'm aware of. Once a creature in Ark extends level 150, unless it is a tech creature on Survival Evolved, you can't tame it, so there's no point in even trying. Some of the ones in the harder caves can rock up to like 300. Somewhere around that sort of number. So, and trust me, I have tried. Oh, ready. Again, I've got taming rates up quite high on this, so I believe it's going to be more like 5 or 10 feeds on a dung beetle of sort of 130, somewhere around that sort of number. This one shouldn't take quite so long. Okay. So again, we'll take our new friend home. I will show you the difference between the two. You may even hear the difference between the two as we're running around. It'll be a bit more obvious in a minute. As we get stuck in the cave. Come on. Out of the... Let's not run, baby. It gets a bit laggy there. Through here. Done a lot of work on So, now that we're home, with all the noises, probably not going to hear it now because of everybody else screaming at us. They have a little noise animation. I'm going to be this with you guys. Yeah. And all of a sudden, the dung beetle is completely and utterly overloaded. All of them are. Because they have the ability to auto pick up poo. And overload themselves with poop. I never need to pick up a piece of poo ever again. Because there won't be any. And that one ability alone is the reason why I'm doing this video. Because they are so ridiculously overpowered now. Literally, I haven't touched a single piece of poop in the entire time I've had these guys here. These guys have been here just doing their thing, all on their own. I haven't touched a single bit. That is 113 oil. And I've emptied this already. There's another bit. And another bit. You can turn it off. I don't see why you would. I don't know why you would do it. Just for the fact of your base constantly being cleaned up of poop. I imagine on something like a server, just removing that poop as an entity will probably help just clear a tiny amount of that lag that you would get from having so many poop entities laying around. I have done nothing but let them do their thing, and that is the amount of oil these guys have generated. Plus some of that, plus the fact that I've got some oil ready in there for making gasoline. And all they do is sit there and make their noise all day long. This one? Nope. They have already, in their time being here, fully loaded up that one. And they fully loaded up this one. And I will be starting on the third one soon. And I say I haven't touched a single piece of poop. In the past, we used to have to use Fiomia. So if you are on Survival Evolved watching this, take a Fiomia, which are obviously fairly easy to load up. These guys are absolute. They poop more than they do anything else. They literally just, that's all they do all day, is just poop. You can, if I find a stego. If I find the other stego. Stop, they will stop. Do you have any? Yes. So if you are on Survival Evolved and you are struggling with your poop count, but you have a Fiomia, this is what you can do. Just be warned that there's a chance that you may end up starving your guy to death, so don't burn too many. So, actually, let's just move you away so we can see the extent of this. This is only a level 20. And from one stack, you get all that lot. Obviously, the higher Fiomia you get, the more food it's going to have on their hotbar, so you can just drain even more of that food. But that's just from one Fiomia. So if you're struggling for poo, or you haven't got a lot of dinosaurs around, but you have one of those, that's something you can do um, to make it easier for you to get more fertilizer or oil, if that's what you're using them for. You can use that stimulant method, sorry, stimberry method on other dinos, but these guys do it the best. Um, it's not recommended that you do it on anything else. But in a situation where you're really desperate to find some poop because you're in a cave, say, you can encourage some to be squeezed out, so to speak, by your creature that you're currently riding. But yeah, I think that's basically it. I don't think there's anything else that I've missed. I've said where the dossier is. I've said why you would want these guys for fertilizer and oil. And obviously part of the tame. How to tame them, you need to go to a cave with a dinosaur that you can get into the cave with, so you've got some protection. Sneak up behind it, feed it either some poo or spoiled meat. Eventually it will become a friend. Bring it back here. And the one thing I didn't do with that other one, still the same on both games, is make sure that you've both put poop in the inventory, allowed them to gather it on their own on here, and ensure that these guys are actually not wandering. And that is the important part. If they're not on wandering, they will just sit there, fill their inventory up, and they won't be able to process the food, or the poop in this case. Which is why this guy hasn't generated anything so far. Because he's just picked all that up. And it's still going. But anyway, thank you very much, guys. This is going to be obviously a very short video for this. I'm going to hopefully do some editing mastery to cut that down where I can, so you get all the bits and pieces that you need. If you feel like I've missed anything or you like the video, please feel free to either leave me a comment or even just hit a like on there. It will be very obvious to me that someone has actually watched it and noticed it, so I'll appreciate all that you can do for that. Outside of that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to sit here and try and edit this video now, and I shall see you in my next one. Yeah, thank you very much, guys. Take it easy. See you later.